Welcome to Tunacheki, the best source of African lists, entertainment, pop culture, and news. Today we'll be doing a new format where we'll be talking through some of the news stories that are happening on the continent. So welcome to everybody from the diaspora, the USA, the UK, and the rest of the world, and to Africans on the continent. Thank you for joining us and helping us inform you on the ongoings of the continent, the good, the bad, but mostly we focus on positive news on this channel. So we'll be focusing on more developing stories, upbeat stories, but realistic stories. So if there's something bad that's happening on the continent, we'll be covering it, okay? So let us know what you think of this new format. If you've got new African stories, positive, negative, just informative African stories that would let you know what's going on the continent, how you'll develop the continent, and how you can be a responsible African spreading positive African news around the world. Okay, so there's a new survey that says Kenya leading social media consumption in Africa. So this new story talks about how Kenyans, out of all Africans, are the most consumers of Facebook, Twitter, especially Twitter. Kenyans on Twitter are really active. So what do you think of this story? And talking about social media, there's this FaceAPP aging software that's going around. So there are rumors that it's a Russian hack, but based on us, it's just an app. All apps, including Facebook and Twitter, they use information to sell adverts. So I think this app will just be the same. For our second news story, Uhuru launched COMESA yesterday. So during his COMESA speech, he rooted for well-paying African jobs across Africa, especially the youth. So if you're a youth in Africa, what do you think of the continental African trade deal? Do you think it will benefit you? Do you think there's more for you to gain now that trading across Africa will be easy? If you want to trade in South Africa from if you're Nigerian, do you think this trade deal is just meant to support big players big companies from Nigeria, or do you think it will help SMEs and you as an African youth? Let us know below. And another more on entertainment news, Beyonce is acted in Lion King. She did a voiceover, but she's making a special Lion King album as an ode to Africa. So in this album, there's a new story saying that she invited a lot of African artists from Nigeria, South Africa. Let's go through some of them, like Wizkid, Burna Boy, Moonchild. So she's invited these Africans to be part of the album, so to make it more African. So let us know what you think. Will you listen to the album? Are you a fan of Beyonce? Let us know. So on a more sadder note, there's also this new survey that is going around from all Africa, which they say 1 in 4 Africans have to pay for bribes to get services. So what do you think? Do you have to bribe somebody to get any governmental service in your country? Let us know. So this mostly goes to Kenyans and Nigerians. So let us know. Is it hard to do business in Africa, especially when you are getting services from civil servants, right? According to this survey, 1 in 4 Africans have to pay for a bribe just to get the service that that you deserve. Okay. So the Super Eagles on sports news, the Super Eagles won the bronze medal for the African Cup of Nations. Now it will be Senegal and Algeria in the finals this weekend. So let us know which team you support. On a more serious note, Sudan, let's go to Sudan. They signed the power sharing deal between the military and the opposition party. Let us know what you think now that Sudan has relative calm and peace on the streets. A lot of people are critical on the deal, but for me, I'm thinking it's the best of a bad situation. On other news, this one more focuses on Nigeria. There's stories that Nigeria loses billions on local trading and foreign tax evasion, right? This is a survey that was done. We've covered a lot of illegal illicit trade, where Africa loses like tens of billions of dollars every year because most companies don't pay taxes, like especially international companies. So let us know what, as an African, we can do about that. We've tried shining limelight to the topic, but we'll have to do more work on that. Probably we'll do an African story or an African true story on that matter, so we can cover it more in depth. It's very complicated. It has to do with numbers, like loopholes, right? So it's not an easy 1, 2, 3 story. We'll go in depth. We'll explain to you how African loses billions, tens of billions. Just Nigeria alone lost, I think, 30 billion US dollars last year. But now, the whole of Africa loses way more in this illicit trade. So we'll talk about it and. In a future video, just as a more in-depth video. And another scary story, there's stories coming from Nigeria. It's how trafficked Nigerians fall victim to organ harvest in Europe. So this goes out to all the illegal migrants in Europe who are the undocumented workers who are looking for greener pastures in Europe. So this story is a bit on the scary side. And we link all the headlines that we've covered down below in the descriptions below if you want a more in-depth look of what's going on in the continent. So this is just a quick brief on the current news that is happening in Africa today. We'll try to do these videos more often. We'll try, if possible, we'll try to do daily African brief videos based on your response. If you like this video, let us know. Please watch this video, share this video with friends and family. Help us inform you, right? The more people who watch this video, the more you'll help us make this video. So also make sure to support us on Patreon. It really helps us a lot, the donations that you give us, the support. It helps us make more videos, right? So we'll try doing this series more often, talking to you more, more, face to face, right? So no more, we'll still be doing our news updates, our top 10s, our lists, right? But we'll try to do more of a face-on-face news brief to inform you on the things that are going on in the continent, right? If you like this format, let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to Tunacheki, the best source of African lists, entertainment, pop culture, and news. Bye-bye.